Yay, we're live. Now I'm trying to remember how to share it because I can't find the URL. Okay.
What are you Chris's name gonna be?
MDH. Big room. The big room.
What are you Chris's name gonna be?
MDH. Big room. The big room. Oh, I need to turn that off. Hello. Is anybody out there? Okay, we seem to be doing all right here. How are you guys doing? Where else can I share this before I get started? Hello, Lebcraft LP. Sorry if I butchered that. I'm just doing some final setup and then we'll hop right into this edit. Today we are working on the TV smash that we shot over the weekend. It's just a nice chill little edit that I can play around a lot in, and if you guys have any questions or anything as I go, feel free to ask. This will mostly be me just kind of nattering on about what I'm doing as I do it, unless you ask anything specific. So, yeah. Give me just 1 second here and we'll get to it. If you are in IRC and not YouTube chat, you will have to ping me to get my attention because that is not the tab I have open at the moment, but I will totally take questions from the IRC as well. If anyone is wondering where to find the IRC, I will put the link in the YouTube chat. We seem to be good in general. If there's any hiccups or that, let me know and I'll see what I can do about it. And yeah, we'll get started. So this video was shot Saturday and it was just literally smashing up TVs using Justin, the new KUKA robot we have that recently replaced Jeff. And we use several cameras. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cameras. And I already picked out some music that I might use. Not sure if I'm actually going to, but it was something to go off to when I'm ready to start editing to something more rhythmic, which I usually don't do until I have a lot of footage to work with. But we also have Babe, the Edgertronic camera, which got all of our high-speed footage. Black, I believe, was looking at a screen in case Steve decided he needed to do something with all the code. A couple GoPros, which didn't last too long. One of them managed to stay on for a while, but then I think the battery died. Which is okay because we were only going to use them for a couple cutaways. The one that actually fell off the robot did make a pretty cool noise though. So I might turn that into a ringtone. In fact, I can even show you. I think this is the one. Let's see. And there's me. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. It's this one. It fell twice and we decided to just sort of abandon using it. Let's see. It's getting a lot of... Oh! That black means it's where it fell. Let's see if I can show you guys, because it's a really cool sound. Okay, Beck has the controller, so we gotta be close. Maybe. Okay. Here we go. And that was it. I just thought it was an almost musical sound, so I may actually turn that into a ringtone for fun. So what we are going to do is start chopping stuff up. Oh wow, that is footage from a different shoot. That's interesting. When this got dumped, someone wasn't paying attention to what was what, which I guess is okay. It's just a little extra footage. We can figure out where that ends and get rid of it though. Probably ends here. Yep. So just delete all that. Okay, so what I'm thinking of doing is making this a 'cause we can, which is basically just a video of us doing silly or cool stuff literally because we can and just as an aside. And usually how I start out with these is just seeing what the cool parts are that I can pull from the footage. And then I will work to show the entire process of whatever it is we are doing. And after that, I kind of go through and basically try to make it as educational as possible using subtitles and maybe a little bit of animation depending on what's happening and going from there. You can see this mostly in the last one we did with the little expandable water balls and the bottle of actual balls just to see how they would react to being in a carbonated liquid, which turned out to be a pretty cool shoot. So I am just going through and seeing what kind of setup stuff we have right now. And this looks like it is a, oh, So that is the first smash. I'm just going through quick to see where it actually begins. That one was a slight success. So I think I'm going to start with just lining up all of the wide shot smashers and going from there. So I'm just going to drag this one down and have it create a sequence. I'm going to rename the sequence because having it named after the number of the clip is just silly. And I'm going to create a marker just showing which lineup of stuff I am currently cutting up. Wide shot. And it did it on the clip because I forgot to unhighlight the clip. There we go. Daniel the Jaeger says we're coming in fine. That is awesome. Let's see. So we're just going to go down the line. I'm going to scrub through and see what else we have here. As far as setup and that go, can't really use that part because someone was standing in front of it. So let's see what's next. Do we have a shot of it? We do. So since we had a lot of shots of stuff getting cleaned up and or reset, I'm going to try and include some of that. So I'll just drag this over and make a new section. Usually I'm way more organized about this, but because it is such a short video, I don't really have any problems of just dropping clips on the timeline and marking where they are. Sometimes I'm much more organized about how I kind of go through the footage and ingest it really, but this is more of a let's see what I can make of it edit, so I tend to be less strict about how I manage the footage. So I'm actually going to back that up a bit. Drop that in the first section. Oops. And then get the cleanup part. Looks like the clip cut off there, so we'll have to go into the next one to get the end of that. I'm thinking I'm going to do something with time lapse for these parts just to show what went on without dwelling too long on it. So that was 4, so now we want the next clip. Yep.
We have to reposition the table to line up to that Sharpie and that Sharpie, yeah. Okay. Approximately. And we were looking between 45 and 67 millimeters for the screen. Okay.
And Beck said something that may be a little interesting to have in the video there, so I'm actually going to mark the clip itself with a red mark, so it's a little different from green, and I remember that it's different than just general organization. And I'll just put useful dialogue. And this is just basically how I guess, write a script after a shoot when there wasn't a script to begin with, without actually opening up like Notepad or something and making notes that way. So it's another smash.
He's a little tougher than Jack, eh?
Alright, so there was some more useful dialogue there, so I'll actually extend that clip. And I'll put in a little blurb of what it was because that is a nice reference to Jeff. And it looks like I accidentally collapsed that a bit, so we'll do that. Alright, so we need to reselect. There we go. I accidentally put the clip in the timeline back in the source window, which meant it was only editing this clip, which accidentally erased the clip. But we're good now.
I want to steal that. That's not what I was saying. Huh?
This cleanup I probably won't use because we had people snapping pictures and stuff. Could probably use this part though. Nope, because I got in the way of my own camera.
Guess where the GoPros ended up?
Oh, because I was blogging the GoPro falling.
No, over there. What's that, Sam?
Actually, I could use that section for audio showing that.
Guess where the GoPros ended up?
No, over there. Watch out, Sam. Up on the dark one.
Okay, so again. Oops. I keep doing that on accident. I don't need to do that. Oh, that would be a nice aside clip just to have. Oh, man. Accidentally hit down instead of over. It's okay, we can find it again. There we go. Just a nice little clip of Justin moving without anything there.
The one that was next to the live cam. Yes, yes, okay.
That's... And that'll be its own section that we'll call cutaways. Because I don't know where I might use it yet, but it'll be cool to have if I need it.
Something between 45 and 67 minutes. Can you come with the back?
And just gonna scrub through this because it's not that usable. Oops.
Quiet on set. Go to robot. I think we're gonna leave that camera off.
Okay. Did we lose the GoPro again?
Going to move this one down a bit. Gotta make sure to move the marker.
Nicer, too. Stop the GoPro.
Oh, God, I can at least bring it back. We're done. We're good. We're done.
This looks like this one would make a pretty good time lapse. Slightly longer and more continuous than the other ones have been so far. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Got that.
I say charge instead of moving. Sound away. Robot, charge!
This is one of the ones where the robot needed to be reset, it looks like.
Charge. Ready. Robot.
So it's another smash.
Yeah. Alright, we can move it a little further back. Once it's visible, you should be good. We're just probably moving enough against the seam each time.
Let's see what else we have.
The more clean ones we can get on it.
That one was particularly flat, so I just wanted to get the shot of the robot coming back up. What else we got? Trying to scrub through to where the impacts, because there's not going to be much difference between any of the shots in this particular camera from here on out. Let's see. I think this is where we were setting up the high-speed camera, and that's why it's sitting there for so long. NeoGen says it was an awesome and fun shoot, and it's time for the real work. I don't know, I'd call the shoot real work too. And sorry if I butchered your name. I've never actually had to say it out loud now that I think about it.
Nice meeting.
I think that will be the last stretch of wide shot cleanup I get, because we don't really need that many. I just wanted to have a couple of good long ones that aren't interrupted by people directly in front of the camera to choose from. Oh good, I got your name right on the first go. Awesome. So we'll search for the next one. Oh, another one where the robot's moving at with no one in the frame. I'm gonna get that one too. Because you just never know when you'll need something that small. Can get something of back measuring too.
Okay. That should be good.
Okay. So that will probably do it for wide shot setup shots. I know I had Steven doing close-up camera, so I'm sure he got quite a bit that will be useful as well, which we will check after we get the rest of the actual smashing from the wide shot camera, of which there is a lot. So we're just gonna scrub through and get all of that. Because if we really need more setup, we can always come back and pick it out then. Oops, went too far. There we go. Still went too far. About there, probably. And those of you watching will notice I have a habit of just playing and setting my ins and outs as I go, so you'll see this number changing constantly, because I'll just hit the hotkeys for those until I'm satisfied with where they're ending up, because I'm going to be refining everything later anyway. Oh, we should probably include the part where they put googly eyes on the robot.
This one is going to break down.
That would be a good thing to include, so there's just not randomly googly eyes appearing halfway through the video. I guess there could be. It would be sort of just little inside joke type thing then. We'll see. Oops.
Hey, robot! Steve, ready? Hey, robot! Go!
I did like how that one squished. It was a little amusing.
Is definitely. Is definitely.
Oops.
What is definitely.
We'll leave in that little bit of dialogue about the eye too. Okay. Just a different measuring shot. Might be useful. Oops. Oops. Too far.
Hey, robot!
There we go.
Attack!
Forgot about that one. Just scrubbing through because I'm only concerned with the smashes now. There we go. So while I'm just cutting some of this up, you guys got any questions for me? Can be pretty much about anything to do with what I'm doing or video in general. I am open to whatever. Remember, if you're asking me from IRC to ping me, so I actually hear it, because I do not have that tab open right now. This one might not get smashed till the next clip, I'm not sure. Oh, looks like it will. Possibly. Yeah. Even from this camera, you can see the eyes on the robot getting slowly more and more squished. It's a little funny. Neilgen asks, so I guess the Edgertronic needs a clear protection for shoots like this. It would be nice. We do have a sort of blast shield, but it was all the way in the high voltage lab and is heavy and a bit arduous to move, so we just gave it a miss. But for shoots in the future where things may be flying, it would be nice to have something, you know, clear and light that we can just put in front of it, preferably at any height that the tripod can go. And for those who don't know, the Edgertronic is our high-speed camera, which we affectionately call Babe because it is big and blue and kind of like an ox. It's a very hardy little camera. And you will probably get to see some of the footage from it shortly because we did do quite a few shots with it as the shoot progressed. And this is where Beck drew a face, but, well, I guess we could do a little bit. Just drop that right there. It became a thing near the end of the shoot to be drawing sad or surprise faces on the TVs while we were waiting for the Edgertronic to render. Oops. Kind of enjoy the ones that end up with the frame intact, but Justin's front is where the screen used to be. It just makes a cool shot. And I like this shot of Batman trying to get the TV off Justin, so we'll use it somewhere. It was a pretty long shoot, but it was mostly because setup took a little bit in between each TV, between them actually cleaning up and setting the next one and the Edgertronic encoding. It's this one. It does not smash in this clip, so we can go to the next clip. Mashprinborndorg says hello. Hello. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name either. I'm saying a lot of people's usernames for the first time. some reason this one is taking a while to get to the smashing. I don't remember why. Oh, because someone wanted to draw a face on it. Bring that back up a bit so we don't cut Beck's voice off. Oh, that's a good pullback. We're gonna get that one. The robot managed to hook some stuff. That's good enough. Screen on that one managed to survive. Oh, this is when we switch to the biggest ones. Which means there's probably not going to be a smash in the rest of this clip. So we'll go to the next clip. Get a little bit of the testing.
Yeah, come up about 2 inches.
What is 2 inches? Give me a number, and I can write it.
2 inches?
Give me a number for the floor, in millimeters. How many millimeters are you up for the floor now? 200.
Maybe not because that TV's in the way. I thought it was going to be a little quicker, but I forgot they were measuring stuff.
Ready?
We're going to have to move these down. Let's see. And we'll probably do a cleanup time lapse of one of the bigger ones too. Oops.
That handles it.
There's the part here. The last part just over it. Come over right there. The last one was just over. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, 'cause the cord is totally gonna stop the robot.
it ruins the shot.
I guess there's close to down there as they're going to get, so we'll just call that good. You should have clipped a lav mic to the table next to the TVs. Maybe. Honestly, with all the smashy going on, I didn't really want to risk having a mic that close. We have very few good mics. I would like to keep them if I can.
Charge!
Oops.
Charge! Everyone, charge! Everyone, charge!
About some of these more amusing ones. Okay, how many more we got? Looks like we're down to the last couple for the wide shots.
Everyone, get cover! Everyone, charge!
And the take cover was pretty useful dialogue, I think, so I'll mark it. And we will scrub forward until the next smash.
Everyone, charge!
And that was the last one. So now we get to see what Steve came up with on close-up camera. Actually, we'll see what the GoPro came up with, because I want a few shots if it worked out. Oh, that is the one that fell over, though. And it didn't seem to get anything. Anyway. Yeah, that didn't really show anything of the smashing. So GoPro 3 is kind of a wash to actually put in the video, I think. But I will be at least making a ringtone out of that sound because I still think it's really cool. So GoPro 2 is the one we want to look at then. Which was positioned, I think, on axis 5. There was some part in axis 5 or 6, I can't remember which one it is, that was magnetic when the rest of Justin is not. Let's see what we get out of this. Am I just skipping right over it? I must be. Oh, there we go. having a lot more trouble finding a good point to assume that it's about to start a smash. I think we're getting close. There we go.
So satisfying. Oh my god.
Even better, it turned out to be a pretty good clip. So I'm actually going to turn or label this a different color. Do green for GoPro. That way, just on site in the timeline, I know which camera the footage came from. And let's see if we can get a few others.
Between 45 and 67 millimeters of screen right now.
Oops, a little too far.
We exceeded Axis 3 4. Yeah, people have it, they're with it? Okay.
I was still dead. That's what it is.
Everything behind your feet. Okay. That's what's working.
Waiting for the shot where it comes back up. Because that'd be cool to include in a cleanup section of the video. Oops, there it is.
No.
Everyone's going slowly here. Please wait.
Yeah, what we got is good. Green. And we'll see if there's any cool smashes in the second clip. Skip through until it looks like cleanup is done. Looks like we're close.
The robot, charge! Charge. Ready, robot. Ready, the robot.
Oops. Missed the start of that one. And I think that'll do it for GoPro shots. Some of those had really good dialogue though. So I'm going to generally highlight those and say good dialogue. And see what I can put in general. Save often, because you never know when the program's just gonna quit on you. Okay, so we went through the wide shot and what's useful enough in the GoPros, so I think red was close up. Yes, it was. Looks like Steve got some setup shots before we actually started shooting. Which I ruined without realizing it. Or at least got in at the end. And let's signify that this came from red by changing it to red. What do we have here? It looks like we have just a shot of them testing the distance from Justin to the table. So we'll hit play and out and see what that looks like. It's definitely good for something, so we'll pull it over here. Looks like it's just a shot of the table, so we'll give that a skip. A shot of the pile of monitors would definitely be useful. And I can probably add a frame hold to that to just make it a nice steady sort of still shot if I want. We'll see. Another one of the table, I think. Oh, nope, this is of the first smash.
Yes.
much harder to tell where a smash might happen. Alright, so I'm gonna try and match this up to its corresponding blue one as I go, or a corresponding wide shot, I should say. They don't need to be the same perfect length or even necessarily synced up right now. I just want them near each other, that way I'm not hunting and pecking as much for every single instance after this. That would be a really good shot to have, is more of a close-up of Beck measuring. Well, it would have been, but I just remembered this is a shot where she disappeared to go find a pair of dikes to cut the cord. So we'll wait for the next one. That is a decent setup shot. So we'll throw it in setup.
But the GoPro's still rolling.
Oops, that is just a little too soon. So, this is number 2. Ooh, there's a nice shot. Either one of those makes a really good cutaway. Line this up with the appropriate one.
He's a little tougher than Jet.
Okay, nothing of real relevance after the smash. Oops, and I missed a smash there. Maybe. Not my favorite, but we still got it at least.
Can you speak louder? Can you speak louder? Yep.
Oh good, another monitor pick shot. Just gonna scrub through until the smash.
Do it. Could you do? Ready?
Robot! I'm moving!
Just wanted to make sure I cut out that yell for back there, because I don't want it in the video, so I'll get rid of it now. What else we got? Another smash in this one? Doesn't look like it. Though I do like the reveal of just how smashed that is, so we'll get that. Topazio says, how fun, watching a video editing stream while editing video myself. That is awesome. What you editing? Autosave kicked in, so may as well manually save too.
Oh, you said not to do GoPro.
You're a robot! Go!
trying to get through all of this now and move on to the next steps. Ropes. Steve is clearly trying to get a shot here. I guess we just keep being ready too soon for him. I'm not sure. Whoops. Oh, looks like he just wanted to follow it. And he did pretty well. And make sure I was actually still matched up to the right wide shot clip, which I am. So I am happy. Oops, too far.
Ready!
Hold on, next time you got ideas.
Oops, too far. This one looks rather funny from its side. I enjoy that. Okay, we'll just move right on. Well, actually, we'll get that clean up because I kind of like that shot in general. Move all this down a bit to make some room. Oops. The snap function is going a little haywire on me. Fine, we'll do that. Ah, come on. There we go. That is one thing that I find frustrating with Premiere sometimes. It's just the snap ability just goes a little crazy. Especially when you're not zoomed in on the timeline. When you're way out, it gets way more finicky. I think we skipped this one because it had a steel band frame or something like that. Yeah, Chris put down his foot on anything that was reinforced, which I do not blame him for.
Ready!
Oh, that was the perfect time to be zoomed out from the side. I like that. I like it when happy little things like that just happen and I didn't even know about them till later. About halfway through this set. Thank goodness. It looked like it had been a steady shot, but I guess not. That's okay. It's a good shot of the table overall just to have, so I'll include it. Not sure if I'll use it or not, but better to have it now than try to remember where it was later. I guess we will want that. It's a fun little bit of Beck drawing the eyes. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to find. Not bad. Hello, Inago Chunks. How are you doing today?
Robot! Your robot, go! Your robot, go!
I am doing pretty awesome. Thanks for joining us. That's weird. This is all black for some reason. Go and set up. Man, that's a lot of dust coming out of that thing. Alright. Oops. Actually, I think that was cleanup from the last one still. Can use that as a cutaway. Awesome. Ah. And that takes care of red camera shots for the smashes. I am going to take a quick break Just hang tight. I will be back in a minute.
I wonder if this thing's still in the air.
still recording. Get out. All right, I'm back. I think. Sorry if I just peaked your headphone volume. I got a nasty surprise. Thank you for letting everyone know Hardy's won. I probably should have typed something in chat as well. So, let's keep on trucking. So Sapphire was at a different angle and it was just a still close-up camera. I'm not sure how much I'm going to cut into it, knowing that I already have 2 different angles. I don't think I need all 3 angles available for every single camera. At least not yet. I see that my video's moving. How are you guys hearing me still, just in case? Do a couple of them just to have them available right away, but we won't go all the way down the line. Do cerulean, that looks sort of like a sapphire-ish color, I guess. Sapphire actually has some of the clearest sound, that's nice. If any of you are just joining, you can ask questions as I edit. I will gladly answer. If you are asking from IRC, please ping Elizabeth TGG to get my attention because you are in a different tab. Where is the next one? Apparently not on this clip. That is a rather nice one. I think we may have accidentally skipped a few on Sapphire for some reason. It's a little strange. Not a huge deal. Just have to figure out. There we go. So it looks like we accidentally skipped shooting 2 on Sapphire for some reason. Which happens. Oops. And we're just going to hop through looking for some of the more interesting ones, but we're not going to cut up the ones in between. Because we just don't need all of them for sure, and I generally know where to go back if there's a specific one I want that I did not get already. That was the super squished one, so I want that one. There we go. At least I think it is. Let's watch that again. Okay. Yeah, that looks about the same. Okay. I don't think that one had the smash in it. Nope. Not so interesting. Oh, this one had the face, so we'll do that one. Try to end it before Batman's butt ends up in everything.
The robot! Moving!
I kind of like the amount of dust that one had. Alright, so... and off we go.
The robot! Go!
Go. Alright, so... Is that the same one? Must be. We can check that real quick, actually. Yep, same one. Cool. And were any of these other ones as interesting? That one fell forward and didn't smash that well. What did this one do? That one was okay. We'll get the very last one and call it good. That was the very last one, it looks like. Oh, it looks like it smashed it at the start of one, or end of one clip and the start of the other.
Hey, the robot! The robot! Charge!
Oops. And that is all I'm going to do with Sapphire for now. Oh, come on, Premiere. That is Another frustrating thing with Premiere is when you're zoomed out, it tries to assume why you're right-clicking and often is very wrong. I'm gonna get rid of these in and out markers. There we go. Okay. And all that's really left to look at for now is Babe, which I don't know how much I'm going to get into it, but if you want to see some slow-mo, I can definitely brighten one of them up to show you for now, because that is something I will focus on way more near the end of things. Because there's not much you can do with it other than drop it in, because the entire point of it is to be in there and be kind of pretty. So let's play with Luma Curve for a minute. It's not going to be pretty for now, but you'll be able to see it better. Bring the grays up towards the white. Is that better? It's a little better. Cool. And it's only playing at a quarter resolution. I totally forgot about that. But let's see what she does. And I think all of our clips are set to just 700 frames per second because there wasn't any good way to get more light on the subject without making all of the other cameras go a little wonky because it would be way too bright to them. So we just kind of made do with what we had and kept the kept settings kind of low so that they wouldn't necessarily put a bunch of noise in the image. Well, not any more than there already was. But also would turn out something at least somewhat cool. So that's something I'll be messing with more later on. But for now, we have a general cut up of the major stuff. So what I'm going to start doing is just kind of moving stuff around in a new sequence. And leaving what I've cut up together on this one and copy pasting over and just seeing what kind of cool stuff I can come up with. So we are just gonna start with seeing what we can do with the actual smashing footage. Max Pinchu asked, does anyone know anything about Meade AutoStar telescopes? I assume you mean telescopes. This is probably not the live stream to be inquiring, but if anyone can tell you, more power to them. Anyone help Max out? He's in the YouTube chat, by the way, not IRC. Okay, so my general plan is to start out just introducing Justin with some of the cutaway stuff. And I'll probably go later and shoot some prettier shots of him or dig up B-roll from the delivery and stuff. And then also get the specs on how fast he was moving for the most part in that from Beck to put in. For now, I want to find some of the better ones. Well, the first one's a given, so we'll just move that over here. But We want some of the better smashes to feature with it. I'm going to turn some of the audio off. That way it's not crashing 3 or 4 times for every clip. That's a good one. So I'm just gonna make little marks of the ones I like best. It's a pretty good one. And we'll choose like 4 or 5. I already know I don't like that one as much. Or that one. Yeah, that's a good one. Nah. Yeah, I like the weird one that just kind of went squish. Nope. What are you? I think I just accidentally hit M while you were playing. Okay. Nope. Okay, so anything that I just marked will be part of a more featured setup, or at least they'll get more airtime, while the rest will end up more near the end in just like a more of a montage type thing. So I'm going to select all of those without markers. And just move them down the line for now. Montage. I should have done that afterwards, because I'm going to get rid of... There we go. So we're going to hit Shift Delete a lot to get all of these together. GoPro stuff will probably also feature in the beginning. And those can just sit down that way being all happy. Oops. And we're going to copy some of the aside stuff and build up something to be an intro. Doesn't need to be a long one, we just need to establish what Justin is. So that's just where he's generally moving. It's where he's just chilling. Probably moved back up. Yep. So I'm going to mess with this a bit because it looks like the tripod was a little off center. Scale it up a bit and rotate it. 1 degree seems pretty good. try 2 just in case. Nope, way too much. So we'll just rotate it 1 degree and now it looks slightly straighter. How far can we bring it down? Not that far. That's the limit. So that will get you somewhere and it's ready to go. I am not wild about doing the introductory part with the clown nose, so let's see what else we got. Okay, we can definitely use that to explain what's about to happen. Monitor shots definitely help. How shaky are these? They are very shaky, so I am actually going to fix that by adding a frame hold. And what it should do is make it basically a still image now. Because I could go into like After Effects and stabilize it, but it's such a short shot that I don't really want to. It'll probably be much shorter than it actually is right now, once I actually refine the edit and start planning on what kinds of text to put in to help establish everything. Though I don't really like how that looks slightly off kilter too, so do what we did with the other one. Trying to go off this line back here because that's the closest thing I have to a horizontal anything. I guess that looks okay. Let's see if we can lift this up a little bit. We can by a couple pixels. Let's do 529 just in case. 'Cause I see, oops, at 531. 'Cause I see the edge of the picture there. Don't want any random black lines. And this part, I think, was rather still. Yeah. That one I definitely wanted to add a frame hold to if I was going to use it at all, so I'll just go ahead and do that. And I kind of like that one, so... So we have the opening. Actually, I want to switch this around a little bit. I want to open with just a closer up shot. Create a little bit of interest before we show all of Justin. Then introduce the monitors and the rolly table thing. And then the crushing motion. And I think, depending on how wobbly these last two shots, well, 3 shots are, one of these will be the opening shot that'll lead into the actual 'Cause We Can title. Or maybe I'll reuse something, we'll see. I don't think I like any of those, so we'll work with something we already have. At least as a placeholder for now. Had a shot where it was moving more close up. Yeah, this one. I think what I'm actually going to do is use one of the initial crushing shots. In fact, let's find... No, I don't think I want to use one of the slow-mo ones because... those just don't look as pretty as they could yet. Maybe I'll change my mind as I go, but... let's see. I think I'll use this one. And we'll actually slow it down to when it just starts crushing. Let's try 50, see what that does. Still too fast, so we'll take it down even more. Let's try 25. So we definitely don't need all of that. Sound is so messed up. I'll actually cut it about there and add a frame hold there. Let's see what we got. Okay, and we'll get rid of the sound here, because that's where the title will come in and we don't actually need the sound still. So we'll unlink them, delete the sound. And make a marker. We'll make titles orange this time. And we'll come back and fix that up later. So the opening montage part is way too long. That's okay, because we need to cut down the shoddier parts of the clips anyway. Premiere is taking a minute to catch up to itself. So the camera gets really shaky about there, so we'll just cut all of that off because it's not important to see it complete. Because this will be the shot in which we actually tell people what it is. I'm actually going to just mute sound for now because it's not really important. And I think I'd rather have the part where Justin moves into what it's doing. So we can cut out a good chunk of the beginning there. And it'd be a good way to kind of allude to what we're doing before we actually say what we're doing. I think we can actually just speed that up instead of cutting it short. Let's try... Oops, cancel. Don't want to speed all of them up, just the one. Let's try 200 and see what it looks like. That looks okay. We'll leave that for now. How long is this clip? The clip is almost 10 seconds long and it does not need to be, so make it like 4 seconds. So that'll be enough time to read whatever text we put on there. Same with this one. Go ahead and render all of that. Hello, JDB Manilow. How are you doing? And this clip is also very long, so we will speed this one up too. We're not so concerned with the distortion and the sound of these because it's just the opening stuff, so it's most likely there's going to be some kind of music underneath it anyway, and there's just no point in keeping the sound. It'll play a much more important role when we actually get to the smashing cuts though, so we'll be playing a lot with whatever sound we happen to get when we get to that point. So we know we want to introduce Jeff here. So we'll go ahead and make a marker. Just hit title. I keep saying Jeff. I'm just so used to it being Jeff and not Justin, so. Just writing notes to myself of what I'm going to be typing out later, or having Steve type out later, because he's much better with the typography and design than I am. I'm not sure what I should actually call this. I guess target platform is actually the most fitting term. Making a note to myself somewhere to ask back how fast Justin actually moved during most of the smashing. And these are definitely not final titles or anything, but it's a good idea. It gives me a good idea when I finally go back to write this stuff, what I was thinking when I was actually doing that portion of the edit. I'll go ahead and render out that little bit of red because it's bugging me. Okay, so what I think I'd like to do is find a shot of initial setup. Do we have one for the first? We do not, so I think we're just going to go straight into the first one being crushed, which it's going to take a little syncing, which shouldn't be too hard because the waveform should be pretty matchy-matchy. So we're just going to do that real quick. That looks about as good as, oh, a little off. Yeah. That's probably about right. And this might be the correct one. Sometimes it's really hard to tell with the waveform, but let's see. Okay, so that one is off. Oh, I see now that I'm further out. Okay. That's too far, probably. Might keep Steve's woo in there just for fun. That seems pretty in sync. Now, so what have we got? Going to silence a few of them. Nothing happening there. Trying to find a happy marriage between the 3 different angles for this first shot, because there's going to be plenty of shots to kind of explain stuff like the force on the TVs and stuff later on. So this one's just the cool setup. That works. I'm not sure if I want to put like attempt 1 or whatever, or maybe try number 1. Be kind of unnecessary and probably just take away from everything. Sometimes we do like attempt number 1 or 2 or something, but since most of these were pretty successful, I don't think we need to do that, because that implies some of them weren't, and I think there was only 1 really that was underwhelming. So we'll skip that. Forget I said anything. Or don't. It's up to you. What else we got? I think the second one was where everyone said that's so satisfying. Let's see. I do see it has a little dialogue marker. We do need to sync it up though. That's what it was. We exceeded torque. That'll be a cool thing to have in there. Alright, so another round of syncing, and it looks like it'll be pretty easy again. It's way too far ahead if it's 1 frame that way, so we'll call that good. And that's too far ahead too. So that's about right. Let's see. Yep, it's pretty good. We'll go from the go there. Oops. No, don't shorten everything. That's not what I want. to see what this does. Oh, that's not a very good shot to cut to. Dang it. And we'll cut it short by a little bit. Get rid of this. Cut to when Beck says they exceeded access 3. And the wide shots. Come on. Okay, cool. I think now is a good time just to show a little bit of this cleaning and switching up after I get rid of the red that's bugging me. And a lot of this is going to get tweaked once I add music in and see how everything is syncing up. I just like to generally establish some sort of narrative, I guess arc, visually before I mess with music and general rhythm of editing. Because if I generally know where I'm going, I know where I can take it. Which was the one we just crushed? Was the white one? Yep. Okay, cool. And we can't do a cleanup shot there because I messed that up. We'll just go from wherever I was not in the shot. So we will speed this up. Let's do 300 and see what happens. JDB Manuel asked, did I get any B-roll of the "Don't Feed the Robots" sign? And I did not, but I can totally do that as part of the other B-roll I was planning on getting for this video. Because this edit will definitely not be done in the next half hour, so I'll probably be revisiting it with anyone who wants to see it. And that is a contributor to Patreon, because this is the only fully public live stream of video that we are going to do, and that's just to show kind of where we're going with this sort of thing. So make sure you are a contributor if you are really into this sort of thing after this one. And we'll also be doing stuff with Steven in animation every now and then, and maybe even some tutorials if there's some demand for that. We'll see how it goes. Gonna need to put some kind of cut to a close-up shot there. That way it doesn't look like a jump cut. But we'll come back to that because it's not that important right this second. But the stream for today does last for another half hour. So if you have any questions or anything you're wondering while I edit for the next half hour before I go to lunch, ask away. Alright, so let's see what we got now. Some of these I'm going to cut much shorter than they currently are. Some of them I'm going to put their high-speed footage right after them to help explain what's happening. It's just a matter of figuring out which ones. All in all, this video is probably only going to be like 3, maybe 4 minutes long. At most. So which ones? Sync these up. Seems about right. Synced up enough. Just gonna go straight down the line and just sync everything and go from there. Seemed okay. Yeah, we're good. Everything looks okay by the waveform. Yeah, there's no weird echo. One's okay. That one's pretty much in sync already. Yep. good enough for now. Seems like we're doing pretty good. So all those are now in sync. And next step is figuring out exactly how to place them. I'm going to do nothing significant right after the crash, so we'll just cut all of that out and move it over. This one, I think we'll just make particularly short. What does the pink one look like for this one? I think I like that one better. But we'll leave that clip there, just disabled, just in case we change our mind. So what would be a really good one to get some of the high-speed footage of? Let's look for this one. Actually, this one may be before we set up the Edgertronic. I am not entirely sure anymore. Yeah, it must have been. I guess it's another one that we're just gonna go rolling through then. Get rid of all that extra, the start. It's kind of cute. I think I'll keep that in. So I may disable this one. Yeah, that works. Blazing Mandrill says, I keep thinking my audio is broken, but occasionally the clips only have a mono audio track. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't like fill in stereo or anything until near the end. Audio is generally one of the last things I mess with. Just because there's no point in getting everything all spruced up when I might be cutting it later. Okay, what else we got? So this would end the general montage for fun. And I'm still probably going to squeeze in some slow-mo shots after certain ones here too. Since this is the initial break, the last ones will be pretty fast. Let's see, what's this one? Then makes a pretty good shot, just letting the dust puff out there. We can cut some of it a little tighter. Okay. So we're about 2 minutes in to the initial just. Here's some of fun shot stuff. Let's see how she plays, and then I will figure out where we can put in some more of the educational stuff before I start just doing the really fast and fun rest of the montage. It's the 'Cause We Can title, which will be way shorter than this currently is. Opening shots, which are still probably a bit too long. Explaining what Justin is. Showing that we're about to destroy all of these. This is where we're going to put the destruction targets. Then another demonstration of how. And we move into actual destruction. Oops, that one stopped. So yeah, that's what we have to start. I can already see where we can definitely use some improvement, especially for the setup stuff, just to better show how that's happening. Which we already knew that because that was mostly just a placeholder clip for now. I can see a few monitors where I'm hoping that they are the ones I'm thinking that have some high-speed footage to add in to better demonstrate what's happening when we talk about the forces coming down upon the screen, essentially. But as far as a starting arc, I'm pretty happy with that. There's definitely going to need to be some tightening up of things, especially once the music's in there. Some of these things I may actually just take out. I am not entirely sure yet. So there's about 10 minutes left of this stream, so if there is anything you guys want to know, now is the time to start asking. And if you missed any portion of it, it will be posted later to Patreon. So you will want to check that out. The link is in the description. So let's start looking at, and we need to squeeze in the GoPro stuff too, but I think I'll do that in a little bit. Maybe as part of a replay clip, because it really doesn't have any other place than that. Especially since you only see part of any monitor really get crushed. But it's such a cool shot, I want to use it somewhere for something. But let's look up some more setup stuff. I think I definitely want this clip of Beck somewhere in there. I think I may actually do it before you even see the first monitor go. That way it's a nice little split between the setup and or the initial intro to the entire thing and the actual smashing. Sometimes it's good to jump right in it, sometimes not so much.
Okay. That's weird. I've never seen it. But the go.
Don't know if we'll use the audio, but we'll keep it for now. Pimser Gaming asks, how long does an average video like Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong and Equipment Opsy take to edit? Well, Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong takes much longer than Equipment Autopsy, I can tell you that much. That is extremely animation heavy and therefore can easily take months depending on how much is needed. Equipment Autopsy usually depends on the length of the autopsy. Usually a couple days, maybe. Depends on what else is going on and who's editing that, but usually 2 or 3 days. Which is why you often see them somewhat quickly, for the most part, right after it's been shot, essentially. A lot of it depends on how much or when we can get to it, too. JDB Manila says it'd be fun for B-roll to show the GoPro shot of it falling off. Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I saved the shot somewhere, so we're probably going to do that because it's just a fun shot. Maybe we'll make it the end blooper or something. I don't know. I'm going to start trying to put at least one blooper at the end of every video like we already do for Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong. We'll see how that works out. Sometimes there's just no real funny bloopers in a video. But we'll give it our best. Here's what I wanted. So we had... I think I'm going to put this shot in before that actual crash, as soon as I find it. I know you're out there somewhere. It must have been it. And I know we also got a shot of a face being drawn on it. Actually, I don't know. Those are the same TV. That was dumb. Yeah, those aren't the same TV. So we will just ignore those shots for now. Oh wait, no. Get rid of this shot. Ah. Remember where it came from. And I didn't want that one. We're gonna just cut out the sound for these because we don't really need to hear Steve hawking a loogie. So we got about 5 more minutes. Anything else you guys would like to know? Pims or Gaming asks, I have a question besides the editing. Where do you guys need Steam for on your PCs? I think you meant why, but the room we're in is very echoey and very spacious. So instead of Steve and I constantly yelling at each other all the time, we decided to use a chat, and we both already had Steam accounts. So we just use Steam chat to sometimes talk to each other so we're not screaming and trying to hear each other over the ever-rising echoes when we're yelling. So that's why we have it. Sometimes it's just better to type something out instead of trying to decipher each other, especially when it's something minor. That seems okay. It'll need to be tightened up later, but I'm happy with it. So,
Okay. Clear.
yeah, we're gonna have just music there, so we'll get rid of that. So we're in the last couple minutes of the stream, so I think I'm going to call this as pausing points. Thank you for hanging out with me. This has been kind of cool. I haven't actually ever streamed what I do before. Hopefully you guys got something neat out of it. And yeah. Any last questions any of you guys have? Pimps or Gaming asked, will this stay on the channel or will this be deleted? This will stay on the channel, and since it was a public stream, it will be public to everyone. The live streams from now on will actually be perks for Patreon. So if you still want to see these, it will be a patrons only thing. And hopefully I have drummed up some interest for you guys. And if you can't give the amount for that, there are other perks available. And if you don't want to give, you don't have to. It's all up to you. But yeah, this specific video will be available on Those AV Geeks permanently for everyone. And it is now 3 o'clock, so I am going to go ahead and end the stream. And I thank you all for hanging out with me. There was like always somewhere between 10 and 20 people the whole time, which is pretty cool to me. And yeah, I will see you next time and have a good one.